Long ago, in a time when the old gods still ruled over men, at the peak of the world, within a golden city hidden behind a veil of canvas and paint, there was a land like no other, a cold and frigid place that was home to all things with no home of their own. But the land was sick. A slow, unyielding rot was eating away at the world and its inhabitants. So, the hideous caretaker, ever protective of the poor souls in her charge, besieged the gods for salvation. She prayed for a new world to be made in place of their dying one, so that those cursed to exist within might have, if nothing else, a goodly home. And the gods did answer. By power of blood and brush, the world was remade anew, without rot, without pain. And as was custom, the grateful inhabitants renamed their home in honor of its redeemer and their savior, Ariandel.
The painted world was indeed a worthy home for its people, and for countless ages life inside the quiet, cold land went by, unnoticed by the outside world and oblivious to its upheavals. The forlorn lived their lives with quiet dignity, while the lady of the painting, married as she was to her duty, watched over them with quiet resilience, listening to their prayers, soothing their fears, and bringing light to their souls. And of course, on occasion the great bell would toll, announcing the arrival of more souls seeking refuge. But this was no problem in the eyes of the lady. She knew their home was a haven for those with no place in the outside world, and welcomed all. But one day something quite unexpected happened. At the toll of the bell, the fissure opened and in popped the strangest creature imaginable. Not a tired and hungry soul seeking comfort, but a vibrant, imaginative traveller of the small race of men who sought not refuge but adventure. His name was Donal, and he journeyed to the painting from a place called the Great Swamp. No one knew quite what to make of him. His strange attire was barely more than rags, but you'd think he wore a lord's finery by the proud way he carried himself. And then there was his endless desire to go in search of new things, to uncover the obtuse truths hidden behind every turgid mystery, every banal secret. Strangest of all was his peculiar affinity for fire, how he loved to make the flames dance. If you saw Donal in full flow, it was akin to watching a proud father trotting out his little red-haired children for the attention of the world. He took special care to ensure that each was prepared in perfect balance before sending them out careening into the world, only to perish moments later in hypnotic splashes of red, amber and orange fury. And therein lay the dichotomy in Donal's character. He relished in life, but revelled in death.
He brought forth contradictory emotions in others too, not least Lady Priscilla, who was both attracted to and repelled by her new charge. The thought of engaging in romance hadn't even entered her mind since she first arrived in Ariamis, yet here she was, hoping to catch glimpses of a man she barely knew. She was well aware of her role, to stand watch over the forlorn. What right did she have to think of herself? Duty without feeling is an empty vessel, pleasing to the eye, but missing the specific quality that gives it essence. And Priscilla's duty was indeed empty. But could she take the final step that would forever change her destiny? Donal, on the other hand, had no such qualms, and pursued Priscilla with reckless abandon, looking past the hideous facade to perceive the gentle spirit that lay within. And so, he let himself go, driving madly towards the vision of a happy life that lingered in his mind's eye, never caring or wanting to consider what might lay ahead. Theirs was a union born of fire and dark. Their old lives were burned away, leaving only a commitment to each other. Shrouded within the painting, it was as if nothing could touch them. and what once was frigid became warm. What was once barren began to move. There came a child, a little girl, with qualities reflecting a perfect balance of their parents' gift. She was the first child to ever be born in the painting. Those who are akin to fire cannot paint a world. Those absorbed by fire must not paint a world. As she recited the litany, Priscilla's abiding hope was that it be taken to heart by her child. She saw the signs. It was the same pattern as Ariame's. Beds of pus and mucus were popping up in dark corners, and the giant flies had a right to feed, spreading sickness throughout the land. There was no doubt in her mind. Their world, the painting of Ariandel, was rotting.
So once more she beseeched the gods, but this time her pleas were met with silence. What sort of world should it be? Asked the child, with earnest curiosity. The kind that would be a fit place for those in our charge, those we have sworn to protect, was the response. A cold, dark, and very gentle place. Yes, that would suit nicely, but how to bring it about was the thought, and one figure stood tall, Father Ariandel. Ariandel, the giant. Ariandel, the painter. Ariandel, the father. He had chosen to remain in the painting after completing his task, and had become a mentor to Priscilla, teaching her the ways of their home and the arts that created it. Now, after so many ages, he remained a gentle father, perhaps not as sharp as he once was, but capable? Surely. To Priscilla's surprise, however, the old father was rather unconcerned at the state of the world. Did he not see the rot? Did he not remember why he had created Ariandel in the first place? She begged the father to show her the way, show her how to end this world and bring about another. She saw his reluctance, the pain in his eyes. This, of course, was understandable. How can one expect an artist to destroy his work without qualms?
In the end, all of our identities and sense of accomplishment is tied to our accolades. Is it really all right to judge the good father for siding with the one person that would help him retain his sanity? But that's a story for another time.